Hello friends, Clage back with another video today, and we are going to be doing some high-level match analysis for you all. A lot of people in the comments are mentioning they wanted to see some more commentary slash analysis on either my own games or other good players, and I have two of the best today. I found a very long set between Daru and Jiro, and I think most people would happily agree that these two are the best of the best with their characters. Jiro has been kind of the pillar of the Anji player base since Strive came out, always playing a very clean, smart game. And Daru has been doing it forever, as long as my old ass has been playing Guilty Gear. So, obviously, very, very good Eno player, one of the innovators for a lot of major Eno tech out there. So, going to see some very good high-level play here. So before we get into it, just a couple quick notes. Thank you again for all the support and the feedback on everything coming up. This week, I will start the Road to Masters and Street Fighter 6 series for you all. My plan is I'm going to just play throughout the week and pick out some matches for highlights and then make a video at the end of the week showing you where I started, rating points-wise, and where we ended up. I haven't played in a couple weeks, so if by the end of this week my ranking points are even 10 points higher, I will be very happy. But we'll see how that goes. So look forward to that. Should be a video on that towards the end of the week. I think I've settled on an alternate character. I'm not going to say anything just yet in case I change my mind, but I'm definitely working on that alongside trying to improve with Anji. Analyzing this set should definitely help. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll be streaming some more, of course. Again, thank you for all the support. Let me plug the whole like, subscribe thing. If you want to check out the Patreon, have a little bit of extra dosh to throw around for the content creation, that's awesome. If not, no big deal. But I am going to plug myself because, you know, income and all that. But let's get to what you're really here for. Let's talk about Daru Eno versus Jiro. This is a very long set. This is not every game from the set. It looked like it was pretty even. I didn't count every single match win. I did see a couple runs where Daru got like 3-4 in a row. But there's definitely strings where Jiro was coming out ahead. So all in all, this ended up a pretty even set. I think Daru probably has a couple more notches on the belt when it's all said and done. But this was like a 20-ish game set. They played for a long time. So we'll get to see a lot of adaptation and stuff throughout this set. But let's just get into it. I'm going to talk about what I'm seeing and kind of share some insight and what I think decision making is being made by the players. But yeah, let's just get started here and take a peek. So, okay, right off the bat, Wild Assault, right? Daru gets a confirm, immediately goes into Wild Assault. No hesitation whatsoever. Wild Assault's rampant. It's so strong. It's so useful. It's so versatile. It truly is the new wave this season. I am not using it enough. I know I'm not using it enough. If you're not using Wild Assault regularly, incorporate it. It's too strong. It's too good of a tool to not use as often as you can in Season 3. And I'm going to have more thoughts on that as I get to the Wild Assault guide and other things. But it's such a strong tool. Got to use it. It's really, really good. Right off the bat, you know, Daru uses it, gets himself a wall break. You know, what more can you ask for? Very good start. Auto guard, we like to see this. Good use of Midari right out the gate. Putting the new tool to use. I'm going to have a lot of discussion on auto guard interactions in this set for sure. Daru ups the reversal. Take back control. This is very innocuous looking. But the blatant jump kick to control airspace. This is something Jiro does a lot. And it's something I don't do at all. It's something I need to steal. I got to use this button more often. I think this is really, really good. I use this button all the time in plus R. It's the same jump kick. It is literally the same move. The only difference is Anji doesn't have his ridiculous super jump in this game that he has in plus R. But jump kick is still an excellent air zoning tool, and I definitely need to use it more. Super smart thing. All right, so Jiro is going to gain some control here. This is an excellent sequence. This is such a good sequence. All right, let's go back on that. Super smart here. So Jiro gets control, just doing basic delay frame trap pressure. Gets pushed out with FD, whiffs Nagiha, immediately goes up knowing that Daru is going to look to dive to punish that. 6Ps it, anti-airs the dive, immediately Roman cancels, and burst bait. Just smart. That's just great sequencing top to bottom. This is excellent control and excellent use of earning your turn and earning the corner and just maintaining pressure. No, delay Gatling, flame trap, and anti-air, bait the burst. Love it. Perfect. Like, as clean as it gets right there. You can't ask for more. That's just really, really good. It's not a drop if you take the round. Just going to point that out. Might look like a drop. That's not a drop if you take the round. Always keep that in mind, kids. All right, so Jiro going in, catching with the fan needles. Nagiha takes the knockdown. Go in. Good patience there from Daru. Let me go back to that real quick. So we get the knockdown, the shimmy, nice throw tech. Good patience from Daru. Not out yet. Gets hit, opened up. I like the patience there. You saw Jiro's 100% burst baiting again. You could see the shimmy there basically trying to show Daru that he was doing some kind of movement here. And then he's like, okay, cool. I'm going to go in and oops. So very good patience from Daru there. Very smart. Did not get a second burst baited. Don't want to have that happen. That never feels good. All right. Knockdowns. Yep. We go low. Do it again. Nice use of deflect shield. Very, very good use of deflect shield here. This is not as fun. It's not as flashy. It's not as easily usable as Wild Assault is. I still think this mechanic is going to be super important, especially against strong mix-up Okazeme characters like Ino. I think this is going to be very good. So smart use of deflect shield here. Gets the punish. Go up, throw. This is another one that I need to steal this. I know this is not an easy technique to do, and it's really hard to see if you're not looking for it. But let's just go. Okay. So Jiro gets a throw knockdown. I wish there was faster ways frame by frame, but it's important that I show this frame by frame. So throw. The micro dash butterfly is so good. You might be thinking, like, why does it matter? You can get a meaty butterfly on throw, right? Like, pretty straightforward. The micro dash is very important because it allows you to go up and get close S and have it be one continuous string. Ino is still in block stun, still in block stun, still in block stun. That's a true string. That is gapless. That micro dash allows this to be gapless. And going into close S off butterfly coming up, the world is your oyster here. You can go low. You can Gatling into dust. If you have meter, you have literally every option on the table. You have all your delay Gatlings. Like, this is really good. I need to learn this. This is a very important butterfly technique. Nice shimmy. Excellent shimmy. This was, like, this is something I'm not doing enough, which is really funny because I was just talking about how I'm going to start playing Street Fighter 6 again this week. And I definitely, like, I shimmy in that game because why wouldn't you? Shimmying is very good. But, like, this is great. Just, oh, you want to throw me? That's too bad. How about a counter hit? Closes out the round. Very nice. Good start from Jiro there. Dive. We're going to talk about dive a lot in this set. Happens a lot. Dive is very important. Wild Assault to stay in. I like that a lot. Gets pushed out finally. Really good use of FD. This little bit right here, this is important. So, obviously, we have a new auto guard toy. We have a very powerful new auto guard toy. I have talked at length about how good Midari is and all the uses it has. Jiro sees, like, there is nothing doing here. I auto-guarded a projectile. Ino is already probably out of Midari range, and she's backdashing. So Jiro just says, nope, we're just going to chill. We're just going to chill, and we're not going to be overly aggressive. Looks for another auto guard, gets thrown, but hey. Just wake up Kachofu gets the classic. Gets the wall break, still does a lot of damage. Good stuff. We like to see that. This sequence I like. I love this sequence. This is super good. All right, so this whole setup one more time. So, instant air dash, jump heavy, pretty standard safe jump play after you get a hard knockdown on a wall break, right? We all know jump heavy isn't the greatest jump in this game. It's very easy to get thrown if you space it badly or you're not doing it as a safe jump. But I really like the play here. Jiro just lands and just immediately does 2P. Trying to catch a mash, seeing if you can get a counter hit. Nothing super fancy, right? Normally, you don't have a lot of options from 2P, right? What are your Gatling options from 2P? You can chain more 2Ps. You can go into 6P, which is effectively going to end your turn other than maybe a cancel into Fujin because it's going to push them back. Or you have forward heavy. Jiro does a delayed immediate forward heavy here, which is really smart because it maintains the pressure, right? So now we're maintaining pressure. Let's forward heavy in. This is still cancelable. Obviously, we can cancel into Fujin, which is what Daru's probably expecting. A cancel into Fujin or a cancel into spin. Delay Wild Assault. Love it. Love it. Super smart. Super, super smart. Because at worst, Daru is almost certainly not hitting a button here. There's way too many options at this point in the cancel sequence for Daru to even want to think about hitting a button. He doesn't have meter. So he's not going to reversal super out of this. Hitting a button at the end of forward heavy there feels so bad because you might swing into auto guard, you might swing into Fujin, or you might just wait too long and then Jiro does like max range crouching S, gets counter hit. So Jiro just says, cool, Wild Assault. Catches him mashing. And then I also like quickly going into Iseogi here for a multitude of reasons, all right? So let's back up out of the cinematic so I can explain why cutting this combo short and going into Iseogi is super good. So one, Jiro used Wild Assault, right? That means no more burst. He's taken away burst from Daru. Daru can no longer burst this combo. Burst comes back so much quicker now, and Wild Assault heavily scales combos. Heavily scales combos. So Jiro wisely goes, let's cut this thing short. Let's throw Iseogi. This is now completely burst safe. I get another wall break and another knockdown. And I get solid damage because I got the super out early. So it still has a chance to actually do damage. Really smart. Really smart to cut that combo short. Nice interrupt there from Daru. Very good use of meter. Good defense. Wild Assault. The guard break. Nice challenge with 2P there from Jiro. This is great. This is great. I need to do this more. This is such a smart round ender. The fast PRC or the fast RC into Dust. Fujin. And then just immediate. Like, that's really smart. I need to use that more as a round closer. Ideally, what you'll see me do a lot is I tend to do, like, keep my turn and then go up and do, like, stand S and then do uncharged Dust Roman cancel to get a combo off it. And, like, it's fine. It does open people up. That's not bad. But it scales really heavily, so it's not that amazing. This is so much harder to deal with because you don't need anything after the dust. This is just to close out the round. That's it. That's all Jiro's trying to do here. Just close out the round. I like that a lot. So next round here. Nice use of dive. Playing neutral. Excellent punish. This is another great auto guard read from Jiro, right? So it's really easy in this situation now. We have Madare. If Jiro wants a knockdown here into a butterfly, he's got it. It's already guaranteed. There is no escape here. There's no meter for PRC. There's no nothing. This is a free knockdown. But Jiro knows that he auto-guarded dive. That's got landing recovery on it. There is no reason to take a petty knockdown into Okizeme when you can get a big boy punish. Wild Assault, full corner carry, juicy. Another Wild Assault. Give me the knockdown. It is so important to use burst all the time. It is so important to use your burst meter all the time because it comes back so fast. Getting wall breaks gives you positive bonus. Positive bonus charges the burst recovery. Like, in any other world, I would be like, damn, that was expensive. Like, the damage is clearly worth it, right? Like, that is not peanuts, especially off an auto guard. That's real good. But it's like, but that was my whole burst meter against a character that's notorious for running Oki. Doesn't matter. Wild Assault's so strong. Wild Assault is so freaking good, and I need to use it. Love this. Love this a lot. Okay, so I just talked about the last match, right? The air dash sequence after breaking the wall into jump heavy. Do the meanie, land 2P, look for frame traps, did the whole thing, finally caught Daru mashing at the end with the Wild Assault. This time, Jiro says, nope, change up the story, change up the mix. Instant air dash, land, empty throw. Beautiful. This is great. He already has positive bonus. He has plenty of meter to work with. He's going to have plenty more. Daru has no burst. He has no meter for YRC. This is a perfect time for Butterfly Oki. Because Daru has to hold this. Just spacing. PRC Rin. Fast PRC Rin. This is another thing I desperately need to incorporate into my game. This is so cheap when you do it right. It's so cheap to do this because they see Reen, instant, and immediately low. That's so hard to block. I have been doing a lot of like Reen gets blocked PRC and then not do a fast normal. And most of the time I get thrown for my trouble because what I'll end up doing is I'll PRC too early and then Reen doesn't hit and then I stand there like a dope. This is good. I need to practice this. This is one of the stronger mixes Anji has at low meter values, especially against a character like Ino who does not have a non-meterless reversal. Almost cashes out. Daru does get his burst back at the very last second, but this is one of the few times where Isaogi is really useful because Daru just has to sit there. He can't dash out of that. 2P mash. Take the round. Very nice. Very, very smart. Immediate Reen. Take a little risk. Try and earn the corner. We got it. Okay. So here's an important little thing that might seem kind of innocuous, right? So let me talk about the meta of Season 3 for a second here. I am a big proponent and big fan. If you've ever watched me commentate Guilty Gear at majors like Frosty Faustings and whatnot, I am a big proponent of don't sit on your burst against mix-up heavy characters early in a round. If they get an early knockdown, you should be willing to burst early and try and get out of that. Because if you burst early, especially in the older games, but now this is even more true in Strive with the increased burst recovery, there's a good chance you get another burst. There's a good chance you get to run it back from there. The calculus is very different now because, again, Wild Assault is so powerful. Deflect Shield is very strong against heavy Oki-based characters. So I like this burst because it keeps the corner. That's big. It prevents an Oki-heavy character from getting to start their game. That's also big. But the cost is much higher than it is now. Now, Jiro goes from having 2 possible Wild Assaults available to 0. He's effectively at almost nothing to do with the burst meter right now. But he has a corner. Burst is going to come back quicker. I still think this is fine. I still think this is a perfectly okay use of burst in this meta. But it's not nearly as straightforward and simple of a decision anymore because of how important Wild Assault is. Just trying to hold the corner using 2P. Nice patience to dive out from Daru there. That's really smart. Didn't mash. Waited his turn. Dives out. This is a common theme I saw in this set a lot, and I'll be talking about it more. Notice how Daru doesn't FD immediately. He FDs Fujin. He waits till Fujin comes, FDs it. This pushes Jiro back. Now, yeah, whiffs. Barely. Just barely. That water is scraping the boot. Getting a nice wash on those shoes for Ino. But that is a whiff. And now Daru has a nice, easy answer that answers every single Fujin follow-up from here, other than Fan Needers. And at this range, Jiro is not throwing Fan Needles. There's just not a good reason to do it. So instant dive, punish, get the corner, start the Ino game. Go low, take the wall break, Wild Assault. Let the mix begin again. Break the guard, nice RC. Yeah, that's grimy. This is gross. Did you block? Did you block this? If you did, I'm going to call you a liar. I'm not blocking this. Look at this. This is disgusting. RC? Which way is it? Whiff. Instant redash. Bonk. Gross. Gross. Really, really good. Really, really good use of RC into a grimy mix-up. Ino does it with the best of them, man. Another Wild Assault. Get the knockdown. BRC. This is important. Learn this punish. This is super important. This is unfortunately that doesn't end up very good because Jiro is actually too close to get a proper co-loop out of this. But if you ever block this super on the first hit, do not let Ino do the follow-up. Do not just sit there and block the follow-up because then she's just plus. She just gets to continue her turn. Hit her out of it. It doesn't work out the way we want. Jiro gets forward punches, loses the round. But that's a very important punish learn. Do not let Ino have both of those hits rip if you block the first one. Wild Assault again. Do you sense a theme with what we started talking about in this set? Wall break. No hard knockdown this time. Nice challenge with 2P. Good jump out again. Same thing. You're going to see a lot of Daru answering Fujin stuff by just doing jump back dive. It answers so much. It answers so much of what you want to do with Fujin and Fujin follow-ups. What are you going to do about this? Jiro has no meter. He can't PRC this. He's sitting duck. It's a free answer. Same thing, really good mix-up with the RC. Jiro has to burst to get out. PRC Rin. So good. This is so good, dude. This is so smart. I love this. So, does the PRC Rin. Gets the crouching kick. Not a lot to do there, right? Could maybe take a knockdown. Could go 2K sweep, butterfly. Daru's sitting on 100% meter by the time he gets up from that knockdown. That's not particularly great. That means you got to deal with YRC. You got to deal with potential reversals. Everything is on the table there. That doesn't feel super good. So what's Jiro do instead? Frame traps into stand S, seeing if if Daru is going to mash backdash or mash a button or something. And guess what? Counter. We're going to cash out for the big boy damage. Really smart. Love that sequence. That's just really clean, smart play from Jiro. Nice block on the anti-air. I like that YRC. Like that YRC a lot. This is not a great situation. You have Ino coming in with stroke. Jiro just landed. Probably is not going to be able to Kacho Fugetsu here on reaction. Daru has a burst meter, so he can wild assault if he continues pressure. He has Roman cancel to do more of that grimy Roman cancel mix-up. As he does, and Jiro just waits and goes, all right, that's enough of that. Get off me. I'm done with this. Nice back and forth shimmy. Good catch. This is, okay, so this is a risky burst, but I think the risk-reward calculation on this is very smart. This is a hard burst bait. If Jiro is a little bit closer to the ground, this burst is pretty risky because he can just land, hold back, and that's an easy burst bait, right? But at this angle where this is going on, this is a really difficult burst bait. Jiro can't PRC. He doesn't have the meter. So Daru just goes, I have a round to give. I'm going to take this burst and gets away with it. So that worked out well. I hate this. Been here, done this many times this season. Auto guard, right? What happens? Thrown. That was a perfect Midari situation. Like, that's exactly what you want as Anji. That was Midari. Jiro probably has enough meter to RC by the time it hits. It's probably a kill, more likely than not. But you freeze up because, well, Midari is still kind of new. And there's been multiple times where I get an auto guard and then my brain hamster just seizes on the wheel for a minute, sits there and looks with its glossy eyes. And then I'm like, oh yeah, Midari, as I'm getting thrown. Been there, done that. Makes me feel good to see the best do the same thing. Goes up for the air throw. Nothing doing. The mind game with auto guard now is so real. It's so real. So we had that. This time Jiro is like, oh yeah, I have Midare. I should use that. What happens? It gets backdashed. Punish. Feels bad, man. Jiro gets burst back just in time, but eats jump heavy. That's just good zoning from Daru. That's just really smart. Throw the note, hold your ground, stuff the air approach, take the game. Good throw tech there. Same situation we talked about last game, right? Early hit against a heavy Oki character. If you burst and it connects, you take the corner. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this choice, irregardless of how powerful burst meter is and how good wild assault is. Totally cool with that choice. Same thing. Let's talk about this again. Daru is using FD into a punish with perfection. FD does just FD, so the instant block combined with FD, which is not easy to do, by the way, which forces Jiro all the way out. Fujin whiffs. Easy jump back dive. That's just a free punish. And then the mix starts. The mix continues. We're going to the wall. Wild assault for the hard knockdown. Meter and positive bonus on deck for Daru. PRC, good patience. Can't block it all, man. You can only block Ino for so long. Gets hit again. The drop. Nice challenge. Very, very smart challenge here from Jiro. Sometimes your best option is to just mash. What does Jiro have to lose in this game situation? Remember when I talked about looking at the screen in the video and understanding what the game situation is? What does Jiro have to lose by mashing 2P here? Almost nothing. Massive life deficit. No burst on deck. Just now getting 50% meter. Meanwhile, Daru has a 90% life lead, positive bonus, a full stick of tension, and almost has his burst back to go ham on wild assaults. There is almost no risk in mashing 2P here. And you might say, well, the risk is you lose the round if you're wrong. You're correct. And if you sit there, guess what? You're probably going to lose the round, because are you going to block an Eno with this much resources to play with while your ass is crammed against the corner? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. So this is good risk-reward analysis. Really smart. This time, Jiro uses Midare, but has the meter to cancel it. Daru tries to PRC backdash, but PRC backdash in the air is not good enough to get away from Midare, so now Jiro has his turn. I don't know how calculated this was. If this is just something Jiro knew was going to work, that is genius. Go up and charge dust to catch a backdash. That is really, really smart, because, I mean, charge dust is some of the biggest damage in the game, but it's nigh impossible to hit because it's so slow, right? So if this was truly calculated, bravo. That's great. Forces the burst. Even if Jiro doesn't take the round, that's a big deal, right? Jiro loses this round. Okay, yeah. You don't ever want to drop a round. That doesn't feel good. Go all the way back to that risk assessment I talked about with mashing 2P. What did that earn Jiro? It earned him getting rid of Daru's burst entirely. Meanwhile, he had enough time to build up enough burst that now Jiro has at least one wild assault on deck for round 2. And he'll be on the verge of getting a full burst meter if he wants it. He didn't win the round, but that mash got him a very nice resource advantage going into round 2. And resource advantage is important. What a shimmy. Dude, what a shimmy. This is a thing of beauty. Look at this. This is so good. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. That's what I want. This use of FD break into a shimmy, there's so much visual noise here, and there's so much going on. And Daru's just like, I don't know, throw? Nope, incorrect. Counter hit. This is gonna hurt. Wild assault knockdown. Love it. Just excellent. Excellent Ookie. Catches the backdash. Easy cash out. Perfect. You'd love to see it. Didn't even have to spend much of that burst to get that round done. So all works out great for Jiro. Really smart. I love this. I love this whole sequence so much. This is great. So, obviously we've kind of established at this point that mashing 2P in a lot of situations has some serious merit, right? It's a good interrupt option. It gets you a chance to steal your turn, all sorts of things. I love what Jiro does here. No meter. Not a lot of burst. So if you use Wild Assault here, you got to make it count. So what's Jiro do? Instead of trying to go into like forward punch and take a knockdown or a soft knockdown, or go into forward heavy and establish pressure where if Daru decides to mash backdash, he's gonna make that whiff, which feels really bad. Jiro just mashes into Wild Assault. Start the pressure. Earn the corner. Still holding the corner. Still holding the corner. And then Daru, with the old reliable, does manage to get enough pushback. Dive. This is just great play on both sides. Like, Jiro managing his resources, holding the corner for a very long period of time, not overextending too hard. Daru, in return, being very patient, not mashing on throw again, not looking to eat another big counter hit, waits until there's enough space to do what is proven to be the most reliable counter to general Anji pressure, which is just jump back dive. If Anji whiffs something, this is going to get Daru in. PRC, good defense this time. Again, another great pressure sequence here. Frame trap, throw. I wish I could execute strike throw that well. Like, Jiro makes it look so easy. It's not. It's so much harder. And in fairness, it is much easier to execute that kind of strike throw pressure against a character like Eno that does not have a good meterless reversal and does not have notably fast buttons, right? Like, Eno doesn't have a 3-frame jab. Like, so it's much easier to enact and enforce that kind of pressure, but still. Shimmy, waiting, finally catches. And that is that. Just really smart. Like, it's so fun to watch two high-level players go through their decision-making processes. And you see me getting to do this and hit the space bar and pause and spend the next 3 minutes explaining to you those decision-making processes and why they're doing this and why they're not doing that. They're doing this in real time, by the way. This is all happening without the pause ever happening. It's really, really strong. It's super impressive. This time, not quite enough FD. You see Daru trying to enact the same game plan. He FDs, but he does it a little bit late, and he doesn't get the IB faultless defense. So the pushback isn't as strong, so Nagiha clips him this time. But if he gets the instant block plus faultless defense there, Jiro's going to be pushed out. Nagiha whiffs. He has no meter to roam and cancel it. That's a free punish for Ino. So just didn't quite hit the execution that time. Flash and FD, trying to make space. Gets in with stroke. This is a slick combo. I love the Wild Assault combos that let you use the momentum to do like old Guilty Gear style, like big jump combos. I think that's really cool. Pressure. Jiro, late PRC. Probably might have been looking for like fast PRC dust into an RC there. Got throw. Gets punished. You hate to see it. Happens though. Even the best players make execution mistakes. When you make an execution mistake, trust me, the player you think is the best of the best in the world, they make them too. It happens. Jiro has to early burst there. Not a great situation. We're not loving what we have here. We're down around. We got no meter. We got no burst. Daru has all the life. Has a full burst meter. Counter hit's not feeling too hot. Wild Assault again. Wild Assault is really good, y'all. Nice forward punch. I like this. So Jiro has not been flashing 6P in this matchup, right? And on paper, this is a prime real estate matchup for 6P. Ino is in the air all the time. Her dash is a hover dash. She is airborne constantly. Dive is a threat constantly. 6P, you would think, is a go-to. But the thing is 6P is so committal. And Daru is not the kind of player that is going to overextend on his offense very often. Daru in general is going to keep it pretty tight and let you hang yourself rather than having to brute force his way in for mix. Ino's mix is just fine on its own. He doesn't have to be super aggressive with it, right? So Jiro finally says, I think it's time to show I have this button still. I need to make you at least somewhat wary that exists. Nice defense here from Daru. Good patience, reversals out. It's just really good. The overhead, yeah, really smart. Daru played that basically as good as you can. Nice patience in the corner, waited his turn, reversal it out of the pressure, closes out with a mix-up. Auto guard mind games again. I am going to do a new auto guard video, hopefully this week, because I did one back in Season 1 talking about the concept of how auto guard works and how you use it and stuff. It needs a drastic update, and you might think, well, yeah, obviously it needs an update because Midari exists. And yes, that is a big part of it, but it's more that people are much better at playing Guilty Gear Strive now. There's a much more established knowledge base in terms of what characters can and cannot do for their options, even with the new tools like Midare. So the mind games that come with auto guard are really important, and understanding how to use auto guard, not just to auto guard someone's attack and hit them with Midare or hit them with the Kara cancel, but understanding how auto guard can manipulate your opponent's actions even if you are playing at long distance neutral. So I want to make a video on that, like kind of hashing that out, because I think it's really important to discuss at this point. Nice backdash from Jiro. Again, flashing the 6P. I like that. Doesn't get a counter. Just takes a throw. Pressure. Yep. Tick throw again. Hold the corner. Daru looking to push out. I love stuff like this, right? This looks super innocuous, right? Fujin. Nothing. Nothing. No follow-up. What has Daru been doing this entire set? Trying to instant block, faultless defend, to push Fujin out long enough that a follow-up whiffs and he gets a free dive for a punish. So Jiro rightfully evolves his game plan and says, let's just let Fujin rock. I also love the aftermath of this. So not only does Jiro go, no follow-up. I'm good, right? If this is me, if I see this situation, I just saw Nino double jump backwards into the corner, I am literally drooling on my slash button because I can't wait to hit charge Ko and try and knock them out of the sky. I am doing it instantly, like autopiloted brain, like, nah, we going airborne, boys. Go get them. Jiro doesn't, because all Daru has committed here is his jump actions. He's not swinging. He's not diving out. And he probably knows that if he tries to dive out, there's a good chance he gets clipped by Ko, and that's going to be real bad because there's going to be a counter hit Ko in the corner. Ko may have its damage toned down. That still hurts. You don't want to get counter hit by Ko. So Jiro just waits. He just waits because he knows Daru is out of air actions, and if he sees Daru dive, all he has to do is chase down in whatever form he wants. It can be an RC, it can be a Fujin, whatever. He just waits. Super good patience. And baits the burst, and this is my round, and you have no burst. I cannot tell you how impressive and how smart that level of patience is. That is hard to do. It is so hard for a lot of players, especially me, to not go, I have a massive advantage right now. I have my ideal situation. I have my move that lets me go up and chase you. And to go, I will have a better situation if I just wait this out and force them to land back in the corner, and then I have complete and total control. That is so hard to do, and that's what separates a truly top elite player from a really good player, is those kind of decisions. Midare just tries to take the corner, gets dived for the trouble. Again, bursting to try and maintain some momentum. I like this auto guard decision a lot here too. Where was that? Yeah, burst. So we get an auto guard, right? Jiro can Midari here. Could absolutely Midari. But Daru is very low hover dashing jump heavy here, right? In theory, Midari is pretty free here. It should be, right? But if Jiro doesn't recognize that immediately, he's like, you know what? Let me just take a safe option. I'm just going to fight Pete. The worst that happens is Jiro gets his turn here. He gets some semblance of an offensive turn. So I like the patience there too, even though Midare was probably guaranteed. All of the shimmies. All of them. Love it. Remember when I talked about going up a jump kick? This is so good, and I need to use it. I need to use this. This is friggin' brilliant. Go up, chase. Oh, you want to escape? That's too bad. Getting this is awesome. Like, just making Daru stay in the corner by going up and chasing him with jump kick is really good. This conversion, though? Gorgeous. Beautiful. Cash out the meter. Get the hard knockdown. Just awesome. Love it. Third different look we've seen, right? We saw instant air dash, jump heavy, pressure after the hard knockdown wall break. We saw empty jump into a throw. And now we go to a third layer. Whiff the jump S, go low. So good. Again, auto guard mind games and choosing properly. Really smart. Auto guarded. A projectile. In theory, you can probably Midari here. You even have meter to go with it. But Ino can backdash in the air. She does have that option. So Jiro just says, I'm just going to wait. Now this one, I'll take. Probably could have cashed that out, but it doesn't matter. Goes up, catches Nagya. Good stuff. Jiro is just being really smart with auto guard. Really like it. Again, bursting to keep the corner. It's been a constant. Jiro is not afraid to take Wild Assault off the table and maintain the quarter by just bursting if something goes awry early on in a round. And I think the main reason for that is that one thing that I think every Anji player can agree on is sometimes it's just really hard to chase people down. It can be so hard to catch opponents, especially ones that are good at keeping him out. So I really do like these choices by Jiro to do this. Okay. So I'm a behind the scenes with you all for a minute here, all right? So when I do these kind of analyses, whether I do them on stream or when I do make a video like this or when I'm practicing commentary for events, how I do this is I have my media player up on my main monitor and I have a big old pile of notes with timestamps right off to the side so I can make sure I don't forget anything I really wanted to comment on. And most of them are like abbreviated, but they have a purpose behind it. It'll be something like really good pressure. This decision was smart for this reason. really like the choice to spin resource X, Y, or Z here, right? With the timestamp. My timestamp at 9:16 just says, "Boo, Forest, boo." There you go. There you go. See? High-level analysis. There you go. Anyone can do it. See how easy it is? Anyway, moving on. Good bonk on the Madare. I like that run up. This is really good. So we get the Madare, right? But that is way far away. Butterfly's not going to fly here. Like, well, it'll fly, but it's not going to catch Daru. Daru's just going to backdash, and then you lose your turn. You waste a knockdown, right? So Jiro goes, all right, I'm just going to start pushing you to the corner. Daru, not really keen with no reversal right now, and just getting and having a full burst meter, doesn't particularly want to spin that. So he's going to wait and probably block a meaty close S, because no reason to mash and then die for it, right? Well, Jiro's like, what if I just put you all the way in the corner? Micro dash. Good patience there. Daru's finally like, all right, you push me all the way to the corner. I really don't like this situation. Fine. You get my burst. I'm done with this. Again, attempt to jump back dive. It's so good. If you are labbing the Eno matchup, you better figure out how to deal with jump back dive. It's just such a good option against so many things. Maintaining pressure. Nice forward punch. Good challenge there from Daru. Nice control there in the air. Takes the knockdown. Gross safe jump. Super gross safe jump. So good. Gets the wall. Jiro looking for something. Nothing doing. Chemical love. Daru gets that round. Just clean play. Really, really smart clean play from Daru. Flashing 6P again. Nice challenge. Haven't seen that from Daru yet. Have not seen him challenge with a stand jab. And he decides to do it this time. He's like, all right, I'm sick of getting thrown and mixed. Let's just do this. But I, too, can challenge with an Abare button. I like that Jiro is continuing to show this. He is showing he's willing to challenge Eno dashes with crouching punch. And this is honestly a really good button for doing it, because Anji's crouching punch isn't amazing in this game in terms of speed. It's a 5-frame normal. 5-frame normals are okay. They're not great, right? Like, it's pretty well established that 5 frames does not get you out of very many, key situations like a 4-frame or a 3-frame button can. But what Anji's crouching punch does have is it has great range on it. And it hits fairly high up for a crouching punch. So it is honestly like the perfect button to challenge Eno hover dashes. So Jiro does that, and now has his turn. Wild Assault to maintain. Just getting the pressure on. Daru dives out, but hey, I have Kacho Forgets. That's fine. I will fix. Nice backdash. Really good patience here from Daru. Goes up, correctly reads the shimmy and the throw, delays the backdash. Nope, throwing back. I like this safe jump a lot. This is something I truly want to steal. This is such a good safe jump. The jump, whiff jump punch, jump kick, and now you have all the options from here, right? You can come down and you can land go low. You can empty land meaty throw. You can empty land meaty S, or you can air dash back and bait some kind of thing showing a jump heavy. Jiro takes this option, notices Daru's backdashing. Okay, just throw that. Get the recovery, maintain pressure. Nice interrupt. Gotta respect the meter choices. Gets hit with the overhead. Wild Assault. All the way to the corner. Gets the knockdown. Real important note here. Season not 3. That kills. There's no way Jiro survives that. Any other season, that's a kill. The damage tone down is real. Nice use of blue RC there at the wall transition, because it wasn't a hard knockdown to steal around. But yeah, the damage tone down is notable. Again, smart use of not going into Midare when Daru had air backdash. Wild Assault to stay in. Doesn't overextend after Nagahao, but does get counter hit. That doesn't feel good. Again, Jiro showing he is not afraid to go, no, I'm not going to let you dash for free, but let's break down the layers on this one, because this is more than just, oh, I'm going to mash 2P again because it's working. No, there's actually a bigger reason for it this time. Remember the eyeball thing? Talking about those resources? Let's look at resources here, right? Daru, no burst. Not even 50%. No Wild Assault, no Deflect Shield, no nothing, right? Can't do anything. No meter. No RC, no nothing. Jiro has enough for Deflect Shield. More importantly, has enough for wake up Kacho Fugets, which he has already flashed a couple times in this set, and it's worked. So, Daru reads, okay, he's got Kacho Fugets on deck. I'm a hard bait with an empty air dash to block. Jiro takes the next layer down and goes, Daru is going to bait, expecting Kacho Fugets. I am going to steal a turn with 2P. And does exactly that. Just straight up steals the turn. PRC Rin. Just frame traps. Wild Assault. Frame trap. Frame trap. Frame trap. Got meter. Pressure. Daru finally escapes. A great patience from Daru. That's scary. That wrist gauge was cranked, bucko. Daru gets hit anywhere during that sequence, he's dead. He's absolutely gonna die. His wrist gauge was cranked. Ino doesn't have amazing defense. Jiro has 50% meter on deck. He's gonna do a full code damage cash out into a wall break with Isaogi, and that's red. Like, Daru's dead if he gets hit there. So really good patience. Auto guard bonk, very good. Start the pressure, catches with the Rin, PRC. Unfortunate. I'm kind of surprised this didn't reach. I'm very surprised this jump S did not hit. Like, just pixels? Fractions of a hitbox? Can't say I agree with this. It feels bad. I'm a little upset that this happened. If this happens to me, I lose on the spot because I'm mad that didn't juggle. But Jiro is not me. He's actually good at the video game. Maintains his composure. Trade in the air. Auto guard. Again, nice choice to not do anything. The bonk, run up 2P, and Jiro takes the game. Just really smart play all around. Really like it. And that does it for all the games. I'm just going to let this play in the background so there's a little bit of audio while I do the outro. But yeah, really, really cool set. I really like watching the decisions between these two. I love finding long sets between high-level players because you get to watch the evolution of the mind games, the evolution of the decision-making, and it gives so much good insight on what kind of things you can apply or what kind of things you should look to consider when playing Guilty Gear at a higher level. And it's just a treat to watch stuff like this. It's so fun to see this kind of play in motion. So hopefully you really enjoyed this. If you want to see more analysis like this, let me know. If there are other Anji players you think I should analyze besides Jiro who you think are almost at the same level, or maybe you think there's someone stronger than Jiro out there but maybe have a little bit of a different play style, let me know. I'm certainly down to look for replays and check out other players. And you can never learn too much by checking out other strong players. There's always something to learn because no two players play exactly alike, even with the same character. In Guilty Gear, it's actually pretty common to have two players play the same character quite differently. So if there's other players you'd like to see me analyze out there or something like that, let me know. Once I get to a point where I feel like my sets are worth commentating and analyzing, I'm definitely not there yet. I will do that so you can actually get the decision-making from my own brain and my own mouth. For the most part, I can pretty accurately tell you what these players are doing and what they're thinking. But it's still inferred information. I'm still making a best guess. Most of the time, it's pretty obvious just how interactions play out, but you never know. Sometimes, someone could have been thinking something completely different, and they got hooked up because of the way the situation went. So, but yeah, always enjoy analyzing these sets like this. Always enjoy giving insight into how players make decisions and how the game flow goes when you have two very strong players going back and forth. So I'll definitely do more of these in the future. I want to see how Jiro evolves with Season 3. I want to see how Anji evolves with Season 3. And yeah, we'll have some more stuff coming up this week. Plenty of videos on the docket, and looking forward to sharing more with y'all. But that's going to do it for now. I'm going to give my voice a rest after this session. But yeah, let me know what you thought. If you want to see more of this, I'll happily do more analysis for y'all. And yeah, looking forward to starting the Road to Masters project this week. So look forward to that later on the channel. And I think that's going to do it. So as always, thanks for all the support. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts on this set, on Jiro's play, on Daru's play down in the comments. And yeah, check out the Patreon and my Twitch page if you want to see some more stuff. I'll be streaming quite a bit this week. So as always, be safe, be good to each other. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace for now, everybody.